Hello.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. We were just looking at the question that having regard to the above statement, we have just read the statement and explain the nature of the product lifecycle concept and its impact on business operating in advanced manufacturing environment. We have just studied it, that what is the nature of the lifecycle concept and impact of business operating. Then they explain the lifecycle costing and state what distinguish it from more traditional management accounting techniques or practices. So we have just studied what is the difference. It applies on the whole period, it applies on the life cycle and all things, and explain briefly the concept of ABC, activity based management, and two benefit that adoption could bring for a business. This ABC costing is a question we have just not studied it, the ABC costing. We'll studying it after that. Okay. You can just read that answer. It will just answer your concepts that how it is different. We have just also studied all these things. Okay.
Okay.
If there would be any issue, we can just discuss.
Okay.
I'm just skipping the questions. Then this is again life cycle costing we have studied now. Okay, let me just download the next costing technique. We'll go through this life cycle costing. I'm just looking at the topics of the book as well, so we have not missed anything. So Okay. The second topic is the environmental management accounting. Okay. Hello.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. And what is the syllabus learning outcomes? Discuss the issues business face in the management of environmental issues. Describe the different methods of business may use to account its environmental cost. Actually, this is that how we manage our environmental cost. Okay. Because of the greenhouse effect and this environmental issues, just we are discussing it. The environmental management accounting have some principles. How to manage the environmental cost, defining the environmental cost, that what is our environmental cost. People don't know what is environmental cost of that is business. Methods to account for environmental cost. Okay. So the next is the principles of environmental costing. Increasingly, management accountants need to be aware of its environmental cost associated with its business activities. Okay.
Okay.
Then we have in the past, environmental costs such as energy cost were treated as production overheads and effectively hidden from management scrutiny. It was not treated in this. Okay. Society has become more environmental aware that with carbon footprint becoming a recognized term, a carbon footprint measures the total greenhouse gas emission cost directly and indirect by a person, organization, or event of a product. Carbon footprint is a term used that how we are impacting the environment. Our businesses are impacting the environment. Okay. How to manage the environmental cost. Environmental costs are becoming huge of some companies. Once identified, environmental cost can be controlled and reduced. When we know what is environmental cost, then we can just reduce it. This is increasing. Worldwide regulations are also increasing. Okay. The ethical issues, we have to just to be ethically right, we have some corporate governance issues, so we must adhere to the principles of environmental cost. If we have to improve our brand image, different companies do different charities, different things to just show that they are environment friendly. Then associating the environmental cost with individual products will lead to more accurate pricing and improve profitability. If a product, when we just we have some, when we sold some textile products in our company now, so some companies check us, they come to us and they check whether we are using the recycled water or we are just wasting the water which we are using. They visit our plants so they can see that we are not wasting the water. Okay. So these, to develop that plant which can just purify the water again, this is an environmental cost. We are just doing it for the environment sake. We are not actually doing for the environment sake. We have to get the order, but this can be, you can say we can doing it for the environment. Okay. To be sustainable, we have to just save water for future generations. Okay.
Okay.
This is called sustainable. Sorry, this is called environmental cost. Then moving forward, defining the environmental cost. Hansen Medozona 1999 suggested environmental cost could be classified as environmental prevention cost, the cost of activities undertaken to prevent the production of waste, environmental training. If we provide training to our employees to how to not to waste water, not to just use some chemicals which are used by the future, like petrol and all. So this is called environmental prevention cost. Example of is environmental training. Then environmental detection cost incurred to ensure that organization complies with regulation of voluntary standards. Example, record keeping and recording. We are just develop the ETB plant, which are just recycle the water, and thus they keep the record that how much water is purified and how it is purified, what chemicals they use. This is all called environmental detection cost. Then environmental internal failure cost incurred from performing activities that have produced contaminants and waste that have not been discharged into the environment Example, waste disposal cost. If we have to just dispose of the waste, we must put some chemicals on them. Just we cannot directly just throw that water in the river. It will be harmful for the river and fishes and all. This is called environmental internal failure cost. Okay, before discharging that, we have to just do some processes that is called environmental internal failure cost. Okay, the second thing is environmental external failure cost incurred and activities performed after discharging the waste. When we have discharged the waste, now if we have to incur some cost, that is called external failure cost. Okay, many business activity take place, the cost of environment and some of the other costs are felt by society as a whole. Externalized costs are those for which wider society has to pay at least an element. Example, global warming. Then this is called externalized cost, which we all have to bear. Okay, because of the businesses and working and all things. Accounting for environmental cost. The F5 syllabus is concerned with information of internal decision making only. It is not concerned with how environmental information is reported externally. Okay, we don't have to just do costing for it. We are just informing what we are doing for the betterment of the environment. United Nations Division for Sustainable Development identified 4 techniques that how we can account for the environmental cost. First is input output flow analysis. You are with me now? Hello. No.